Hello dear students, welcome to the online class of Christos of the Convent Senior Secondary School Bagpat. I am your teacher Abhishek Mittal and today I am going to teach you Act 1st, Scene 2nd of your play The Merchant of Venice. So let us quickly see where this particular scene is taking place. The setting of the scene is in Belmont. Okay, so this scene is taking in Belmont and the important characters are Portia and Nerissa. So you may be very well knowing about Portia. Who is Portia? Portia is the heiress of Belmont or the princess of Belmont and Nerissa is her companion and not only her maid. Okay, Nerissa is both her maid as well as companion. So you also know that Portia is the love of Bassanio. Bassanio and Portia are in love with each other. So let us see what happens in Belmont. This scene is set in Belmont. Portia is seen talking to her companion Nerissa. Portia tells her that she is weary of the world. Nerissa says that she must be so because she has excess of wealth. So Portia is talking to her companion Nerissa and Portia tells that she is tired, she is bored of her life. So Nerissa says that perhaps she may be because she is having excess of wealth. So she does not have any work to do. Okay, she does not need to earn money so that her time could be passed. Okay. Portia seems to agree with her. Nerissa tells her that her remarks would be better if these were acted upon. So Portia agrees with Nerissa that yeah, you may be right, but Nerissa says that it is not only good to hear but also to act upon her advice. Portia retorts that it is always easy to preach than to practice. Then Portia also give a befitting reply to Nerissa that it is easy to preach, okay, than to actually do or perform or practice. Okay, to give advice is easy, but to practice that advice is difficult. Her real worry is about her future. So she says that she is worried about her future. She feels that her father has left her no freedom to choose her husband by designing the lottery of cascades. So why she is worried? Because she cannot choose her husband on her own. She cannot marry to a person of her own choice. Okay, that is why she is little skeptical about her future, because her father has designed a lottery of casket for her, and the one who will win that lottery will be marrying Portia. Nerissa defends Portia's father, saying that he was a wise person. Only a desirable suitor for her would correctly interpret the inscriptions on the caskets and choose the right casket. So Nerissa just comfort her or defends her father by telling that Portia's father was a wise man. Okay, and so whatever he has done for Portia would be suitable for her. Understood? Like every father wishes for the well-being of her child. So she says that your father was also a wise man, and so whatever he has done would be for your good only. Portia comments upon the various suitors who have already come to try their luck. So many suitors have already come there to try their luck to win Portia. She seems to like no one. She thinks that the Neapolitan prince is no better than a horse, as he always talks of horses. So she finds fault in everybody because she only loves Bassanio. That is why she would automatically find something or the other, some faults in everybody. So she says the Neapolitan prince is no better than a horse because he always talk about horses. Then she remarks that County Palatine is so sad and serious that it is better to marry a dead man's skull than to marry such a weeping philosopher. Okay. Then she comments on Palatine Prince. She says that he is always so sad, so in a so grave mood that it is better to marry a dead man than to marry him. Portia makes negative remarks about Monsieur Le Bon. Then she makes again a negative comment about Monsieur Le Bon, another prince. She says that he talks even more about horses than the Neapolitan prince. In fact, he does not have a personality at all. Then she says that Monsieur Le Bon, he talk about horses even more than Neapolitan prince. Okay. Even she says, in fact, he does not have a personality at all. So he says that he is barely a man. As regards Falconbridge, the young Baron of England, he hardly understands the European language. So another suitor, Falconbridge, he does not understand the European languages. Okay. So moreover, he is strangely dressed because he has borrowed some articles of dress from every country, and she found his dressing sense very strange because he has borrowed some articles of dress from every country. So likewise, she has found fault in everybody. So it is impossible to think of marrying him. As regards the Scottish lord, he is a coward. Regarding the young German, Portia remarks that he is addicted to drinking and is never found to be sober. The best way to get rid of him would be to place a bottle of wine in one of the wrong caskets so that he chooses the wrong casket. So this way, Portia has found some negativity in everybody. Okay, she has remarked negatively about all the princes. Thereafter, Nerissa tells Portia that she need not bother about these suitors because they do not want to try their luck by the caskets and therefore have decided to leave Belmont. Okay, so Nerissa says you don't have to bother about all these suitors because they are not trying their luck. They are not trying to choose the casket because there is a condition for all the princes to choose the casket before choosing the casket. So if they are agreeing to that condition, only then they will be allowed to choose the casket. So nobody agrees to that condition that we will see later on what is that exact condition. So she says, Nerissa says that Portia, you need not to be worrying. Nerissa then asks her opinion about Bassanio, who visited her earlier in the company of Marquis of Montferrat, and says that he is the ideal lover who desires her hand in marriage. Then Nerissa talks about Bassanio because Nerissa might have felt that she also loves him. Okay, Portia also loves him. Portia recollects Bassanio's visit and agrees with Nerissa's opinion. Okay, so Portia also agrees that Bassanio is the only befitting suitor for Portia. At this moment, a servant enters and informs Portia that the Prince of Morocco has arrived to try his luck. So at this moment, when Portia and Nerissa were talking about all the suitors, they were contemplating about all the suitors, then a servant came and tells that Prince of Morocco has come to try his luck. So it means Prince of Morocco has agreed to the conditions, to the terms and conditions before choosing the casket. Portia remarks that if the Prince of Morocco has a dark complexion and a priestly mind, she would prefer to have him for religious consolation rather than as a husband. So she says that Prince of Morocco, because he was having a dark complexion, and this also shows that Portia feels herself as racially superior to Prince of Morocco. Okay, so she was little biased about the color. So she says that if he is having dark complexion and a priestly mind, she would prefer to have him for a religious consolation. Okay, so she does not want him to be her husband, but as a priest. She can keep him or have him as a priest and not as a husband. Okay, so I hope you have understood. If there is any doubt, you can ask in the live class. Thank you and have a nice day.